Friends all the way from New York. Give it up for Tyler Hall, everybody.
What's up? Hello, Nairobi. Thanks for having me. Let's hear it for David one more time. I love being here. I am from New York, but I don't really like doing comedy there that much. I love doing it here. Because in New York, I'm just like another white guy doing jokes. But here, I'm a Mzungu with a dream, you know? I've got a vision, I've got a perspective. I've got to tell you about my life, you know? Yeah, it's great. Instantly interesting, you know? Right away. My resume, top of the pile. I love it. And there's so many, I come back for work sometimes, and there's so many things I forget about Nairobi that I love. Like, you guys, you know, it seems like a kind of, you know, hard driving city, but I go around and I see you guys love massages. Like every street sign. It must be such a relaxed, I mean, you guys must have the best lower backs of any city I've been to. And I think there's a softer side to Nairobi. Like, I mean, everyone's like, everything's about hustle culture, get a hustle phone, a hustle bank. Ruto's plans a hustle economy. But you guys, you know, not everyone is like that here. Like, I took a boat on the way to a show last week, and I sat down behind the guy, and he takes off real slow. And he's kind of nervous, kind of like shaking a little bit or something, I don't know. And he goes straight over the speed bumps, not around them. Just a red flag. And he's like abiding by the traffic lights. Another red flag. And I was like, is this guy drunk or high? Like, what? And so I whisper in his ear, I'm like, are you okay? And he turns back and he's like, it's my first day. Which is so cute. I never knew boat drive. I thought they were born on the bike. Like, I didn't know anybody had a first day. But I was also scared because my life is, you know, in his thighs or whatever. And I can just feel him, you know, kind of nervous. And I want to get to the end of this ride as much as him, so I don't know what to do. I just give him a big squeeze. And I tell him it's going to be okay. So yeah, there's that beautiful side of Nairobi too, that you'll miss. But yeah. Things can be confusing when I get back. Like, I'll hang out with David and my comedy friends, and we smoke weed, and like, I get really paranoid when I smoke weed here. Cause like, they'll hit the joint. Well, I'm white, so it's fine. She said it's an admission to a crime, but I'm like, hit the joint, and they'll say something like, you know, Tyler, the CIA killed Gaddafi because they didn't want Africa to rise. That'd be 1 billion powerful black people. And they hand it to me, and I'm like, there's 1 billion black people here. They hand it back to me. Yeah, man, next they're going to kill Julius Malema. I get it. We haven't done that yet. Fuck. So it gets in my head, the politics, they get in my head. And you guys hear about what's happening back home, right? Well, for me, things are pretty fucked. What do you guys hear about the problems in America? You hear about them? What do you hear about? About what? Oh, you don't read the news? Great, that's good. Stay that way. What do you guys hear about? What are the big problems? Elon Musk? That's actually a you guys problem. We imported him, and I am sending him back. Yeah, it's great. It's very bad. And there's like so many things to have an opinion about in America now. You're supposed to have an opinion about every single problem, and you're supposed to know all the time or you get criticized. Here, it's great. There's just one opinion. 3 words. Ruto must go. Easy. Back home, you know, you have to know everything. And, you know, I hear a lot about like Palestine, and I believe, you know, like we got to free Palestine. I'm with it. But then I was in a coffee shop recently, and I see this college student. She's wearing a hoodie, and up the side of the hoodie, it just says, Hamas. And I'm like, are we with that? She leans back to order, and I realize it actually says Bahamas. So that was my fault. That one is my fault. And that's so interesting to me. And I was always kind of dreamed of like what it would be like to be a minority. So when I came here, I was so excited. I was like, I'll know what it's like. I'll understand hip hop. And one of the things I looked the most forward to was this thing that I've heard of called the nod. You guys know what the nod is. It's when if two black people are in an all white space, they see each other, they're like, what's up? I got your back. We see each other. Wordless, very cool. I wanted that. I came here, and I found when two white people see each other in an all black space, they're like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? This is my black thing. These are my black friends. Like when this table saw this table, it was like, wah, 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 wah. No solidarity. Everyone wants to have discovered it, you know? But there's the thing that I did want to try, because I learned about this. You guys, when you do well in Nairobi, you send money back to your families, right? You got black tax, right? You call it, it's like a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. Tax sounds bad. But like white people, we don't do that. We don't have a white tax. If I have more money than my mom, that's awkward. We can't hang out anymore. She can't afford the restaurants I like. Like there's no alliance there. But I thought I'd try it, right? So I went to Western Union and I said, hey, I'd like to send $100 back to America. And they said, hey, does it go that way? Never tried it. They got the pipe flipped, and so they sent the $100 to my mom, but I didn't tell her. I just called her up. I said, Mom, how's your day? Anything happen? I can hear it in her voice. She's so excited. She's like, Tyler, yes, I just got $100 from Africa. I told you that Nigerian prince was real. So I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't mess with it. One thing about the politics in East Africa that I have trouble with from America, you know, I've been to Uganda, I've been to, you know, some of these places where the politicians are so afraid of homosexuals. They're so afraid of gay people. And it happens here too. Like, all my gay brothers and sisters, let's make some noise. All right, that's brave. Usually that doesn't happen. That's great. I'm glad you're out tonight. Because I listen to like the politicians in Kenya too, and their big fear seems to be that gay people might try to recruit you. They might try to convince you of their beliefs, which I find very ironic because like when I got my SIM card at Safaricom, I hadn't used my phone number once, and I get a text message that says, tell your callers today, Yesu ni Bwana. So I looked it up. Apparently it means Jesus is daddy. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I gotta tell you, in America, homosexuality, very open, very accepted. It's everywhere. Everyone has equal rights. And no one's trying to recruit me. They have these amazing parties at the poolside, all these drinks. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's beautiful. They never answer my texts. And how else are they gonna find out that Jesus is daddy? Anyways. And the other thing I hear is like, homosexual values are not African values. African values, homosexual values, not the same. I think it's bullshit. Here's why I think it's bullshit. Have you seen your public transit? Matatus are the gayest thing I've ever seen. It's like disco lights, fuzzy dashboard, little plush balls in the window, an airbrushed naked man on the side of the bus, a guy's leaning out the door trying to pick you up. That's a gay club on wheels. It's fabulous. But I know sometimes people, they take religion too far. I grew up in a very religious place. My hometown has the most churches per people in America, which just means there's a lot of confusion. It'll be like First Baptist, First Presbyterian, First Methodist, Fifth Baptist, 10th Baptist. Like there's so many fucking churches. I thought I knew like a religious place, and then I came here, and Kenya really goes hard for God. You guys, it's written everywhere, especially on the matatus, which I don't think is great Christian marketing. Because if you see a flipped over bus on fire and it says God's plan, that's not like you're not trying to sign up. Not as good. But the place that I get the most recruitment by Christians is on the flight here from America. Because it's like, that flight from America, it's like 1% stand-up comedians, about 99% missionaries. And they love to talk. Like I sit down next to them and I can't even get my headphones in before they're like, you know who's really flying this plane, Tyler? Captain Jesus Christ. Last time I was in Kenya, I saved 30 souls. This time I'm gonna double it. Well, so Tyler, what do you do in Kenya? Tell me about it. Oh, me, I run a startup. Oh, what does it do? We recycle unwanted Bibles. That usually gets me some peace for the rest of the flight. Little bit of peace. Little bit of peace. I've tried dating here. That's very fun. It's very humbling. Because, there's a lot of mixed messages on Tinder in Kenya. I'll end up on a profile of a nice-seeming lady, and her profile, little text says, I'm a family woman. I love God. No games. I'm like, okay, cool. Straight ahead. Swipe again. Another photo, smiling. I'm a family woman. Love God. No games. Third photo. I'm a family woman. I love God. No games. And I'm like, okay, all right. I've learned the new term for, family woman. It's evolved. And I think, in a lot of ways, when I've gone out with Kenyans, I think, in a lot of ways, I don't, measure up to what they're expecting. Obviously that way, yes. But also in other ways, in other ways. In America, when I go on a date with a woman, the check comes, we have to split it. No questions asked. I put down my card, she puts down her card, no debate. Feminism is ruling. When the check comes in Kenya, I put down my card, she slips in a couple other bills, She's like, play my Zuku, while you're at it. So yeah, I try to, I'm trying to learn the ways, learn the customs a little bit. I did have a crazy experience. Last year when I was here, I was on a date. You guys know the casino in Westlands? The casino, I don't know, it's a casino. And I was leaving the casino with this date, and we start kissing. And it's thank you. We can woo a little more. It doesn't happen that much for me, so I appreciate that. We're kissing. It gets a little serious. And then I feel like her pulling at my back. And then I realize, wait, that's not her pulling, because she's in front of me. And I get pulled all the way back. And I turn around, and it's the Kenyan police. And he's staring at me, holding a very large gun. And I'm also kind of holding something a bit large, too. And I have to take a moment to, stop being turned on to realize that I'm getting arrested. And he says, do you know what you're doing is disgusting? And they put on this show where they act so upset by what you did so that you'll bribe them. And they're like, it's gross to be kissing in public. And so I paid him, I paid him 1,000 bob. And then I realized he's the greatest wingman ever. Because if she wasn't going to sleep with me before, once our love was illegal, incredible. But, when I came here, I thought, I had a kind of, can I admit something to you guys? When I was growing up, and this is true for a lot of white guys in America, I kind of wanted to be black. I kind of dreamed it looked really cool. If read the news, it looks like just being in the NBA, being a rap star, being in Black Panther. It just seems like a win-win-win. Again, don't read the news. So I thought it was really cool. I'm going to grow up. This will be great. And I even, in college, I minored in African American studies. And people would be like, why did you minor in African American studies? I was like, well, you can't major in a minority. But I did. I studied it. I learned. And so when I came, like, in America, it never really took off. And when I came here, I thought, oh, maybe this will be great. And my friends would call me back, Tyler, how's it going? Are you fitting in? Are you fitting in Kenya? Oh, no, of course I'm not fitting in. I think people don't realize, like, how black Africa is. If Obama got elected here, he'd be your first white president. Like, everybody in Spring Valley would be crying tears of joy. It'd be incredible. They're not right now. Shit is rough. That NGO, the USAID collapse, it's like, you're about to see like Red Cross guys in Spring Valley doing acrobats, man. It's gonna be tough. They're gonna be stacked up there. Brutal. But yeah, I think one of the strangest parts about this is like, I'll walk down the street and I'll think I'm kind of, okay, I belong. I have a comedy show tonight. I have some Kenyan friends. I think I'm kind of like, maybe I'm part of the scene. And then a school bus will go by and all the kids will scream, Muzungu! And it snaps me right back down to earth, I don't belong. And it happens everywhere I go. I've been to Rwanda, Muzungu. I've been to Malawi, Muzungu. I've been to Congo, ransom. Like, it's just... I never fit in. The only place I haven't gotten it is I was in Liberia for work. And Liberia, never colonized. Black founded republic. They don't get a lot of white people there. And I went to the, rural countryside, and I was walking down the street, and I just hear someone shout, "Hey, Chinese woman!" Oh, Chinese man. Which I don't mind, because it is good to be confused with someone with real power here. All right, that's my time. Thanks, guys.
Stubborn, amen.